Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with JT and Lo.
Facebook, y'all get to see everything that's happening. This is live. Hey, yo, what's happening, people? Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
That's the call.
About to get this thing going. What's happening, fellas? Y'all doing all right?
Everything Gucci, brother.
Everything's good, man. I was on time.
All right, good deal. As you can see, we got
Nobody
some
else
guests.
was, but I was on time. We're not going to leave that part out. Go ahead.
You know what? Let's go and do that. Let's get that out the way. Let's give Aston Cop his flowers. Aston Cop was actually here earlier tonight.
Last 2 weeks.
Hey, 2 weeks in a row. We're proud. Y'all know how the year started. Y'all saw him walking here like 27 minutes after the show had got started. Y'all remember how he did. He's improving. So we, got to give him his flowers while he's here. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. You setting the example for us.
Y'all just be on time.
So, as I was about to say, as you can see right now, we got two guests with us tonight. These are two of our top commenters on our page. My girl Kiki over there, my man Mr. Vic over here. How y'all doing? Y'all Gucci?
Pretty good.
Y'all ready to talk?
Good, absolutely.
I know y'all tight. You ready to talk?
Absolutely.
All right, so you know what? Let's are there any small some things that just happened today that either one of y'all want to go over real quick that just happened that you want to mention?
Good. We grow with it.
Yeah, we'll talk about the general that got fired later.
Oh,
There it is.
touchy.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
it's crazy. I wish we could do a show that we did not have to talk about some of the
It's hard right now.
ramifications from 45, 47, but it's just hard not to do it because something is happening like daily. I mean, I almost want to shut my Twitter account, #X or whatever it is now. I almost want to shut it because every time I look up, something else is coming out about him. But we're going to go ahead and get into some other stuff.
That was real.
One of the things we're going to talk about tonight, man, there's a lot of people. You know what? No, we're going to talk about these allegations against Justin Tucker. Okay, people. Justin Tucker is a kicker for the Baltimore Ravens. He actually just got, there's been a whole lot of allegations against him in regards to going to massage parlors and being overly aggressive with the masseuse. And, it's the same type of allegations that happened to Deshaun Watson. What was that, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Still going on.
That happened against him. And this, the same allegations, same thing. The difference is when Deshaun Watson, when the first allegation came out, it was everywhere. All over social media, all over sports news, all over CNN, everywhere. Fox 5, your local ABC affiliates, everybody was talking about it. Justin Tucker, his came out a month ago. And it just started getting out to the news outlets this week. So,
Don't do what?
okay. He ain't used to being here early.
My bad.
But the differences between these two people is Deshaun Watson was a black man, Justin Tucker is a white man. No different than any other allegations that we've talked about on this show in regards to sexual abuse, sexual misconduct. It just seems that when it happens to a man of color, it just seems that the press is all over it a whole lot more and condemning that person off the rip. With Justin Tucker, all they talk about right now is, he's innocent until proven guilty. But with Deshaun Watson, he was guilty as soon as it came out. Can y'all think of any other cases where something like this has happened?
All the time.
Every day, that's a new standard.
Nah.
When
Well,
you
I think
say-
the bigger issue is simply the fact of you said it happened a month ago or something like that, and they just talk about this week. No, it happened a month ago. They talked about it a month ago, and then they didn't talk about it anymore. Here lies the problem. It went from 1 accusation to 3 accusations, and now we're up to 16 accusations. Yet it's not being discussed at all. I watch Sports Center every day. I go to sleep at Sports Center
3 or 4 times.
Yes, I do. I watch, Shannon. I watch the Pivot. I watch so much sports talk throughout the course of every single day, and I'm telling you, this is not being discussed. Stephen A. Smith ain't brought it up. None of these guys are bringing this stuff up, man. They talked about a couple times early on, and when they talked about it, they acted like it was so painful for them to even mention it. Shannon Sharp said, "Man, I hate to bring this up." What you mean you hate to bring it up?
They was just
But with
letting
Deshaun
Watson
Watson, y'all
roll
were talking
out
about
the
this
top.
junk openly, with no remorse, with no problems. They call it, there's smoke, there's fire. They gave Deshaun Watson the business. I'm talking about they gave him the business every single day. There wasn't you couldn't look up a day on any of these talk shows where at some point they didn't bring that situation up. And even to this day, they still bring it up every time they discuss Deshaun Watson.
Exactly.
But now with Justin Tucker, they don't even want to discuss it. And it's hardly being discussed at all. It didn't come up at all today. It didn't come up at all Friday when they got up to 16 accusations now. But most people don't even know that because they don't discuss it. Go ahead.
I saw it for the first time, not the first time, but ESPN, I think it was yesterday, and it was at the end of the show, and it was a short clip, and it went straight to commercial. Done.
Well, I feel a little different about it. I bet with the Ravens, and I would hate for them to do anything that would fuck with them next year because the Ravens cover all the time. But other than that, I think when people put their hat in the ring, I just think that a lot of these masseuses, once you get past a certain period of time, it's got to be like statutes of limitations. It's almost like you found out about Deshaun Watson, those women got paid, and come on now, if you did something 2-3 years ago and you didn't have an issue with it, especially when you're dealing in a profession that has happy endings, it's not like he was raping up, they didn't say rape, let me change that, doing something with somebody that had a regular job, like a nurse or a dental tech, or somebody that you're interacting right there. You're in a profession. Not saying that makes it right. I'm just saying that you're in a profession where people can buy hand jobs and more someplace. I don't know about that.
But you're talking about guilt, innocent, right or wrong. We're not talking about guilt, innocent, or right or wrong. We're talking about the fact of the lack of coverage.
There's
Oh,
no
well, I mean,
standard.
y'all ain't covered that.
I've never heard
Y'all
about
ain't covered that.
it.
I'm
This is
just
the first
talking
time I
about
heard about it.
This is the first I've
my
heard of it
point.
as well, but there's no secret that there's a double standard all across the board in this country. They will cover things differently compared to us to them. They're not like us on so many different ways, so many different levels. With everything, politics, sports, everything. I'm glad because that's the first time I've heard of it, like I said, but they've been doing this forever. Anything that deals with the white culture, I'm gonna call it what it is. Anything dealing with the white culture, it will be brushed under the rug or very minimalized compared to us. We already know that we have to do more with less and do more in order to make it to where our white counterparts is at. That's just the gist of it. Sad but true. This is where we at in this society. That it'll always be like that in this society until the powers that be are taken away. We know who that is, the great people. So that's just my thoughts.
So here's my response to that, right? I'm not surprised of the coverage. I just like to point things out.
Absolutely.
Right? So the coverage is not my issue. Here's my issue. My issue is us. Why do I say us? Simply because if you look at social media, look at all the memes about Deshaun Watson. You know the internet's killer.
It's undefeated.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Like it was a new thing about Deshaun. We as a people assisted the media in the discussion of Deshaun Watson.
Absolutely.
But yet we as a people don't even give the equal coverage.
Right.
You know what I mean? Why aren't we like, hey, why are we not making more of a fuss about the fact that it's not being covered?
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? That's my issue.
Shannon Sharp should have ate that up.
Yeah.
And that's
Absolutely.
Should have ate it up.
what's
And
the
he's
other
not
one?
doing it. But he's not gonna do it because
And that's the thing.
He played for the Ravens.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there's so many of them.
Right.
Shannon Sharp.
Or the other one.
You're talking about Stephen A. Smith.
the
Stephen
quarterback.
A. Smith supposedly, this is what most people say, that he has his YouTube channel to be able to really
Be himself.
be himself. There you go. On ESPN, yeah, them folks is on your shoulders. You can only say this and you can only say that.
You know who
But
write
when
the
you're
checks.
on your YouTube thing, and you're so pro-black or whatever, you love to talk about brothers and you being a black man, but why is it on your own show on YouTube that, again, like you said, it's like a pain for them to actually bring this to the forefront? And I didn't even think of it that way, Angelo. I was just thinking
I
about
agree.
the
They should have
coverage.
been
Well, whatever
itching.
they
They should have
do
been
to
itching to
take
talk
care of
about
it
it.
for the start of the
You know what I
season.
mean? Why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be itching for it? You know what I mean? Even with Fox, even with what's her girl name? Joy.
Yeah.
All of them, Michael Irvin.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Nobody's talking
Nobody.
about it.
No.
Y'all letting this junk slide. But yet, they have the nerve. They want to talk about Steve Smith's affair. this is what we talk. We talking about Steve Smith sleeping with the band, with the sleeping with his cheerleader, whatever. Why we? But y'all letting this go? Y'all letting this go?
Right.
Because he had an affair, but we gonna excuse the affair. But because hand jobs are a happy ending. That's what we talking about. That's all. Hey man, junks. It's terrible, bro. It's
Hey,
terrible.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
the double standard. It's not just them.
Yeah.
We're the double standard, and it's terrible. And it's terrible. And I just want to point
And you know that's it usually comes down to that when you're talking about coverage, and usually what we see, don't get me wrong, we do see stuff in the news, but usually it's the social media aspect that most of us see. And usually it's us that's driving it. I mean, MJ, you talk about it all the time, how we will actually jump out there as soon as something happens, anything happens, the Steve Smith thing. Just like with him. Man, I done seen those posts in so many different groups that I'm in that are
Exactly.
pretty much black groups.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, man,
That's
Steve
my
Smith
point.
this, Steve Smith that. And,
That's my
you know,
point.
but you're right, I haven't seen, I might have to go research that. And there's one sports group that I'm in that I know is predominantly black. Matter of fact, it's all black, that I don't think there has been maybe it was one post about the Justin Tucker case. And I don't even think there was comments on it.
Not the news coverage.
I ain't heard nothing about it.
This-
I'm on
I hadn't
IG
either.
all day.
This is what I'm saying.
I ain't
This is what I'm saying.
First I've heard of it.
This is what I'm saying. It's up to
Yeah.
16 accusations. But
Wow.
with Deshaun, they were lighting his. They were. Yeah.
After two.
Hey,
two
it was
allegations.
relentless.
And they was all over that.
And that's what
man.
I'm saying.
Well, it goes to show why Justin Tucker wasn't getting his kicks right this year.
Yeah, he knew it was coming. No, that's real. No, he knew it was coming.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I'm sure they would threaten him then. And
Ain't got nothing to do with about him getting service.
Huh? Because that's my point. They know it's coming. They know it's coming. But yet, we don't want to cover that. But we'll, it just be us again, man. I just be so disappointed in us, how we don't make a bigger issue about it. You know what I mean? How, what all the Justin Tucker means, that we should have fun with this junk.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I just, when I was a police officer, right? This used to be I worked Buckhead when I first got to the police department.
For those of you out there that's not in the Atlanta area, Buckhead is more the predominantly white area.
Especially then.
Yes, especially
High
Buckhead.
end and all that stuff.
For those of you that don't know,
Then it was my goal.
continue.
It was my mission in life to even the playing field. This is real talk. It was my mission in life to even the playing field. If y'all, you know what I'm saying? Cause I knew what was happening out there in zone 3. I knew what was happening in zone 1. Oh, but boy, y'all, okay. Let me even this playing field, son.
No doubt.
Oh, bro, if you were the other, hey, man, you caught it. You caught it from me. Oh, boy, I used to let them have it. On every level,
Hey, man,
I used to let them have
Give an
it.
applause for that one. Give an applause for that one, bro. Give me applause for that one, bro. Hit the applause button for that one.
And that's why I understand why we don't take it. We should be taking advantage of this stuff, man. Level the playing field a little bit.
Freeze,
I
Becky.
agree.
Hey man, I had Saul get so upset with me right there. He was like, "Hey man, what?" Bro, I went through a whole traffic book, boy. I went through a whole book, MJ. And you know how many things that, man, I was in a night. So like, hey man, what you doing? I said, level the playing field. That's what I told him. Level the playing field. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving them the business out here. I admit that.
Good job.
Now,
Good job.
for our viewers, please understand that we're not saying that anybody is innocent, that anybody is guilty. That's not what we're talking about here. If Deshaun Watson or Justin Tucker did whatever they did, they're supposed to pay for their sins. You know.
Yeah, we supposed to
But
talk
the
about it.
perception,
Yeah.
the perception of what's going on in
Exactly.
this country is the problem.
Yeah.
The way it looks, regardless, and actually what's actually going on. We all know there's a double standard with every echelon of everything in this country.
True.
It's going to happen.
So let me ask you, in regards to the double standard, like you said, it's been going on, and it's most likely going to go on.
Mm-hmm.
What are your opinions or ideas of how we deal with the double standard?
Even the playing field.
He
just told you.
At the powers that be, I think I can say that all night because I'm still tripping off when Barack was in office. They went off over him wearing a brown suit.
Yeah, they did.
A
He wasn't
brown
president-
suit.
He wasn't presidential.
Yeah, in the Oval Office. But look what's going on today.
Oh man, I
Look
remember.
what's going on today. We talking about double standard. I mean, you can go on and on and on about it, but that one alone sets the precedence of where we at as a country. Because even with January 6th, you know, and all of us know, if it was some people of color, aka Negroes, up climbing up that wall,
What?
Body bags.
it'd have been some
everywhere.
problems
Body
for
bags.
us.
Yep.
Seriously.
You know, we wouldn't have been escorted. We've been on gurneys coming out of there.
So again, I get you. Even the playing field. I got
No, but
that
I'm
part.
serious. If you even the playing field, when they see we're doing exactly what they're doing, they'll slow down on what they're doing because they don't want to be exposed. But if they can continue the coverage on us and all we do is lay down when it's our turn, then why would I stop? But if I don't want you to know my business, I'll definitely stop telling yours.
How about that?
Well, I look at it different than y'all because I just look at it just more so how it shows how much media is controlled.
Absolutely.
Because it didn't leak out, it didn't sneak out. They can keep what they want to keep in, but if it's concerning us, it leaks out. You heard things about the Deshaun investigation, Watson investigation before it should have been out. And I mean, that's the thing that I see, you know, being former law enforcement, I see the level of slip-ups that happen when it's us. And it's not just this. You can go back to Ben Roethlisberger's cases.
Is it a slip up? Does it seem purposeful?
They swept that under the rug so quick.
You've been thinking about
before you
that for
blink.
They nonstop. They won't let it go, man.
Right. So, hey, you know, there's 1,000 of them out there like that. So I think it's more so that's what carries over to everything. The way social media represents us, we allow it, we buy into it, and a lot of us live to be the entertainment on the internet, and we don't think about what we post. And like you said, we won't post this stuff.
No.
So
So got to get ready to close this one out because we're gonna go to another topic. But you said something right there, MJ, in regards to the social media thing. And right now we have the supposed boycott coming up on February 28th. Do we need to think about doing a certain boycott on social media in regards to sharing of certain information? Real quick, what y'all think? You think
Yeah,
that
we
would
need to
help?
stop sharing everything.
Yeah. I'm always
I think-
saying everybody don't need to know what you're thinking and feel on the internet.
But I'm talking about something else, not your stuff, but something else that's posted. Do we need to stop pushing it around? Because, you know, we share it a lot.
We
by
share a
liking
lot.
it and everything.
We share
Do
a
you think
lot.
that would help if we had that type of boycott? Anybody?
I think it's not going to help for one day. I think what would change it if we start ostracizing the infected when they put out videos that are not going in line with what black culture truly is. When somebody steps out the line, I make it a point anytime I see it, I'll comment, you know, and get into battles with them because I'm retired.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing that hurts us more than anything else because we put ourselves out there for that. We're the internet. People don't know the difference. Well, a certain segment of our population doesn't know the difference between being laughed at or being laughed with.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's a good observation right there.
So we need to kill that algorithm. So let's move on. And we're going to move on to single women raising sassy sons. Modern parenting styles changing how young men carry themselves in regards to masculinity, influence and effects of growing up without a male figure, effects of growing up within a community, and actually the influence part, because if you're in a certain community, you're going to influence other people in regards to doing it. So do you think this is something that's happening more within the single mother households? You think that's the main issue in regards to some of the sassiness that we see?
I believe so. You know, I was listening. I had a conversation with a guy. I'm going all the way to jail. A lot of these young men, and you can correct me if you want, are in jail over making emotional decisions, not necessarily just doing things out of the blue. They can't control their emotions, so they're making these off the cuff decisions. Us, men, generally speaking, we are rational thinkers. We tend to not make irrational and emotional decisions. We actually think it through, and before we make a decision, instead of like we getting mad, I'm going to punch you, and then think about it later. I think us, you can get real deep on it. Us as a people, everybody knows statistically we are not there for whatever reason, meaning men are not in the homes for whatever reason. That's to be debated. But if that young man don't have a lot of
Testosterone.
no, just interaction with us. Because, I remember when I was a dad, I want to be like my father. I want to, and also, as I was growing up, I wanted to make my father proud of me.
there you go.
But if he's not there, who are you looking up to? Who teach you how to pee standing up instead of sitting down? Who's actually telling you, hey, men don't cry, even though it's a false narrative. But who's there telling you? You're getting a whole lot of estrogen pumped into you, and of course, metaphorically, but you are not being exposed to a lot of testosterone.
Well, I think the difference is, and I totally agree with you, but I think one of the biggest differences is there's always been a certain level of single motherhood in the black community, but it was kind of different because there was still, they knew, or you had uncles involved, or the village concept to it, and those mothers had other people in the family. They'd make it a point to put a real male role model in that situation. But I think what's happening now through Oprah Winfrey, her channel, everybody else that came on, and it's open season on black males on the internet.
Yes.
I think they devalued black male involvement in the family to the point that these young females grow up, and it's not like they don't seek out, they're either LGBTQ or they may be straight, but they don't see the value of having a male role model in there because it's been beat into them by media, social media, everything. A strong black woman, that's all you need. You don't need a man. You don't need a man. I can do it on my own. To the point that we've been devalued unlike any other race or ethnic group in America.
I agree with that. I think the system is built for that as well. We can go on and on. I'm having a deja vu moment the last time I was here of the reasons why that we are separated. I think it's done systematically. All the way back to the crack era. It's actually deeper than that. Everybody know the movie that's of age, know Claudine. That movie is depicted of that black woman with four or five kids, and she met a man, and the man couldn't live with her because he would take her subsidies. And they made a whole movie about it. And women, just my opinion, today, the modern woman, not necessarily in our generation, because the generation, the village was still available in our generation. Uncle John would kick our butt if mom wasn't there. We actually cleaned each other up and policed each other up. Not today. Them days is gone. You can't even correct a kid out here without the parents coming to find you, the kids bucking up at you. All these things is in place right now. We are out of order as a people, in my opinion. Very much out of order.
And I think where the problem comes in, you have people from our generation on that it's almost they can't hear it without getting defensive about it.
Absolutely.
And I think the younger generation is even worse because you have all these young men that didn't have a coach influence. Because sports, you have kids that are playing sports, but not on the level like it was when we were growing up. It's coming back now because NIL money is making a lot of moms show up at these little different sports schools and everything else. But the reality of it is, I think that women devalued it. They raised sons for the last 20 years that didn't have a father figure, so they don't have a value in being a father figure because they never saw it.
Right.
So what you get is like a double whammy.
Wow.
You get no father there, but you also get a situation where the man that fathered that child doesn't see the importance of it, because I'm all right, I got a good job, and he didn't see what a father values in it. I can think, looking back on my growing up, your father taught you how to deal with, the white man.
Yes.
Being pulled over by driving while black.
10 and 2.
Don't let anybody call you the N-word. Carry yourself in a certain manner. And the biggest one that we used to hear, and these kids adults could hear it now, is we're in mixed company.
Yeah.
You don't hear that one. And they just say that 10 times over. We in mixed company, people, and they still do it. So that's what my biggest problem with the internet today is. We put so much stuff out there, and it just dumbs us down. When the biggest jokes is single black mom. White media pushes it up. They kind of like don't even like, okay, look at Barkley. Saquon Barkley's dad's involved in his life, but if you look at any of the coverage, you just would have thought it was him and his mom all the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And how many times do you see any black athlete, whether he has a father or not, they stick the mic right in the mother's mouth? And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not trying to, by no means
get your
trying
point.
You
to
better not.
devalue
Yes.
the mother, but they don't stand up for the father.
I still believe that's was the plan. And
Exactly.
you think about, you mentioned about sports, right? And when did this everybody get a trophy thing come in? No matter what you do, everybody gets a trophy.
Just being on team.
Yeah, but when did that come in? What was the point of that kid that's been working his butt off from sun up to sundown just to become a better baseball, basketball, football, whatever the case may be, to do all that stuff to become better, but that kid next to him that's been laying on playing PlayStation get the same award they got?
Well, I think that
Well-
go either way, but go ahead, Kiki. I know you've been jumping in.
I was just listening, but what I'll say about single moms raising sassy sons, I think it's about how the mom was raised. Because you can be I was a single mother at one point in my life to 2 young men, but as MJ said, I still placed role models in their presence because I knew their dad was absent, but that was how I was raised. My dad was there from day one, but so was my uncle, so was my granddad. So to answer one of your questions, it's my dad who I put there all the time. And to this day, my boys are 19 and 20, and that's the man they don't want to disappoint. So it's not because they were raised by a single mom, they become sassy, because it's things we can do as well. So it's all about how the mom themselves were raised.
I look at it with my own situation, right? I'm retired military, and I missed out a lot on my sons. I missed a lot, not due to my own not wanting to be there, because Uncle Sam said, you going overseas, you going to war. So a lot of those pivotal times that when my sons may have needed me, I wasn't there due to the job. But I'm not apologizing for that, because I was a soldier before I was a husband or a father. So this is what happened to had to happen in order to provide. So fast forward 22 years.
So wait a minute.
Go ahead.
You said you was a soldier first, but when you become a father, that becomes your first priority.
Well,
Or
what do
I
we
feel
do?
like it should.
No, it doesn't work like
Oh,
that.
you got to be a daddy first.
No,
I
we
want
don't-
my
we
dad
don't-
over
we don't-
everything.
we don't- We're not. Go ahead.
coming to his defense, when you're a soldier and they tell you got to go overseas, you can't say
Well, that's true.
And he
You
wasn't
can't
just a
say no.
soldier, you were an officer.
Yeah,
I was a non-commissioned
Yeah,
officer.
He
he's
was a
not-
non-commissioned
yeah.
officer, so he had people under
it's-
him, and that's lives of people dying. That trumps
But
everything.
Well,
even with
you
that,
should have made
even
decisions
with
to not
them-
become a father, so
even-
you could have been a soldier.
But even
Spoken like
in
a
the
woman,
military,
that emotion.
but even in the military,
not emotional.
Even in the military, there's still a village.
Yes.
And my biggest thing is, MJ, you said something about it. We don't have villages anymore.
That is true.
Find a kid that can actually tell you that they're one of their best friends is somebody they grew up with from elementary school. And today, it doesn't happen much because of the economy. There's so many people that have to move from different place to different place. Back in our day, and I know this is before your day, but back in our day, you pretty much usually you stayed where you were. Your parents actually, if they had to drive farther for work, they did. Today, people will get a job on let's use Atlanta. Somebody could live on the east side and get a job on the south side, and you know what? They will move to the south side because that's where their job was. Back in our day, you usually stayed in that neighborhood, and there were, like you said, uncles and just people down the street, Mr. Whatever, or Sir Whatever, or whoever down the street that if they saw you doing something wrong, they would step in and pull your coat, pull your chain, and pull you back from doing something crazy. And it's hard to do that today because if you don't know your neighbor well enough, you don't want that neighbor saying anything to your child, and that's what's happening. Right. You don't get kids that can walk down the street and might kick over a garbage can, and the neighbor looking at them gonna say, all they're gonna do is say, "Oh, badass kid." They ain't gonna go out there and say, "Why are you doing this? This ain't nothing you need to be doing. This is our neighborhood. We need to keep it up. This is wrong for you to be doing." But back then, you had that the single mom sassy thing.
I ain't raising no sassy sons.
And you know,
Not one of the
please
folks.
understand, Classic Konversation, we never speak in 100% percentile because, you know, we know that there are some single mothers that's doing what they're supposed to do, and their children are coming up, you know, able to, you know.
Before we call it out, though, from a female standpoint, and you not raising no sass, but you're a lady, you're at that age group, you still got a lot of younger friends that's your age, and they got kids. Do you see that sassiness? Do you see that from, not to call it none of your friends, but do you just see it around do you see that atmosphere, and what do you think causes those kids to be sassy? I mean, what do you think the cause is from you
And
being
people,
around
when
it?
we say sassy, we're not talking about being.
Not gay.
Well, that's what it sounds like. But I get it. I get it.
No, that's why I wanted to
We're
say
not
that.
talking about
We're not talking about
LGBT,
being. We're talking about being gay.
It's
We're
a
just
term.
talking about
It's a term.
just a term in regards to being manly and
They
look at
drag
the way
the vowels
people
out.
are dressing. I mean,
She get
look
it.
at
Well,
what
just-
some
I just want to know
people
your
I just want to put that
thoughts.
out for them. But go ahead.
I do think it's a lack of male role models being in their presence. I think when the daddies are not there, instead of moms focus on putting a role model, they just make excuses for it, and they don't want other people saying. And I got friends who don't like, you know, men saying things to their kids, and we had these conversations like, if that's your dude and you trust him, why wouldn't you allow him to say the things that need to be said? And then you wonder why your son, our son, don't listen to you or nobody else. That's because you're not implementing what needs to be implemented for them to be the manly man that you want to
And
see.
to be clear with you, your comment you was talking about, it ain't the fact that I didn't want to be a father. I'm always going to be a father. That's my number one job. But when they tell you got to go, you got to go.
Well,
And the fact is, regardless if you're a soldier, you're a CEO, anybody in here, retired cop, you still got to go out and leave that house and go provide.
I agree.
Somebody got to do it.
All right, y'all. So listen, we're going to take this break.
But I
Please
appreciate
put all your comments up there. We're going to try and go over every comment when we come back. But when we come back, we are going to talk about labels. In other words, diagnoses that people are using as excuses, you know, for their behavior.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna read some of these comments when we get back.
But the comments is great. Keep them coming.
Nah, it's
and
funny.
We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
As a cop.
I think some women literally just make it up as they go. They'll just be like, "Oh, that was my intuition." No, not really, Shawty. You just caught that player slipping. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I don't believe. Women got some good intuition now. Like it's just sometimes you get caught up and you be like, "Damn, How you figure that out? Because I saw it in a dream.
Intuition is code word for this is something I want to talk about. Point the finger. Intuition, that's what it is.
But a lot of times I think, you know, intuition versus, you know, your gut. You know, I think, you know, we have gut feelings, right?
Mhm.
Ain't it like the
It's
same
the same. I feel like
thing?
it's the
You know,
guy
like,
version.
and
Yeah.
even when you have a gut feeling, do you always go with your gut?
Nope.
Not all the
You know
time.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Depends how she looks.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ready to find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
I'm gonna be like this nigga off the chain. But I love it.
All right, yo, we are back, man. We back. Classic Konversation with JT and Lo.
And that's a cop.
Hey, man, I've been telling y'all for a long time. You don't understand what happens when the camera goes off. Woo-wee. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But we're going to keep it going. Listen, I'm hoping that everybody that was on my Facebook Live has migrated over to this YouTube page. And I forgot to say it earlier because we wanted to get right into it. Everybody that is on YouTube, everybody that have shared, everybody that have subscribed, we appreciate it. Real talk, we appreciate it. YouTube, you need to get on over to that TikTok, that IG also. Go ahead and go over there and hit that button, man. What is it, Dwayne? Go on, tell them what to do, Dwayne. Tell them what to do, bro.
Dwayne the button.
That's all you got to do.
Tell a friend, tag a friend, man. Do it right now.
There it is. Not now, but right now. You dig? So we're going to keep it moving. Again, appreciation to all of you. But again, we're going to go and get this thing going. So we're talking about labels.
Y'all ain't gonna read none of them people comments.
Slash
you.
tag.
Thank you.
I'm glad. Yeah, good call, because we got some great comments.
I mean, I say
I
something
know,
that's
right?
quite interesting.
I
Let's
be,
see
I be
here.
commenting like a mother.
Me too.
I'm trying to go back somewhat to all right. So let's see from the first conversation. Frank said he be doing that junk every day for the next 4 years. You right? So I didn't play tonight. One was a black QB, the other was a white kicker. I'm not. That was the difference. Black and white was the main difference. Number one said she gonna email ESPN. Ask a cop name all the whole jobs. That's all people. That's all. Get the ball rolling. Yeah. Let's see. She said Lowe was allegedly even the playing field. Allegedly. Thank you, Frank. He said he's my off-site counsel. Millennial said, Obama's suit was clean, but it was more for a yacht. Dang. Talking about the brown suit. Or the cookout. Now, it was better than the cookout.
I know, right? He ain't belong in the cookout. He'd have been too clean for the cookout.
Millennials, it'll be hard not to share at this point because the children are addicted. I would agree we need to ostracize the infected because they are perpetually the negative image of all black people. I honestly feel that degradation of masculinity has created the space for the sassy men. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. Men that are creating emotional boundaries, unlike the predecessors of yesterday, are now being considered sassy, when in fact that's evolutionary.
Interesting.
Who said that?
Millennial. Men that are creating
Interesting.
emotional boundaries, unlike the predecessors of yesterday, are now being considered sassy, when in fact that's evolutionary. I had to read that twice. Make sure
We got to come back to that one.
Evolution.
most of the role models are sexy red, big glow, and big loud. Yeah. That's
Men
the
and
problem.
women?
A male role model?
male
though?
and-
Yeah, I don't think that's the male role model.
Some umbrella.
Jim, man.
Military provided family care plan, which include the village. You grew up with our military
Absolutely.
family code, assist each other. 27 years and I had support, CONUS and a CONUS. That's a good point, because with the military, that's probably the last real village.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And it was a gated community.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That's why I said there was still a
There's
village.
a great
there
village
for
in the
that.
military. I mean, because you're right there.
Yeah.
If you lived on base, you lived in military house, public, military housing.
He's gonna get
And
shaken.
usually,
Everybody except for Jody.
usually
Yeah.
if you lived off base, you still had some around you because usually
You
they
did.
migrated together.
You did, but when you was on
They
that
found
base,
the
though,
best
it
deal.
was definitely.
Yeah, the base was the best.
It was,
yeah.
it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was every bargain on that base. My son is not sassy. He knows his mom did not play. I also had a discerning spirit of what male role model came near me, my son and daughter. I had a very strong and strict disciplinary style with unrealistic expectations. Good point. Good message there, SDG. I'm not sure who SDG is. Y'all know? But great comments. Great
Don't-
comments.
hoping
Thank you for
somebody
that.
came on over from the Facebook Live.
We appreciate that. All right.
But let's go back to what was that one?
Next topic.
The evolutionary.
Men that are creating emotional boundaries, unlike the predecessors of yesteryear, are now being considered sassy, when in fact that's evolutionary. Let's talk about that one a little bit.
But why is masculine considered toxic though?
Masculinity, what you saying that
It's
that's
considered toxic in today's society. Being a masculine man is considered being toxic in today's society.
I don't know if it's considered being toxic, but I look at it from the, of course, I look at it a lot from the fashionable side of things. What some of these men are wearing. And some people say that is, I might be making up a word, expressionism. They're expressing their inner selves, or they're expressing
In
their
touch with their
artistic
feminine
ways.
Fudge.
I'm, skirts.
You know who said that?
No. you know, skirts and high heel boots. I don't know.
I mean, what they expressing besides
I mean, I don't know if that's
they gay?
I don't know if
That's
that's
what I'ma
considered
think.
fashion or if that's I don't know what that's considered. Again, that's what I'm looking at it from that side in regards to the sassiness. You know, I ain't been around too many cats that's out there, you know, just slapping the hell out of people because of the hell of it. So I don't know about that part of it, but to me, that's a little sassy to me. The fingernail polish.
Very sassy. Now that's sassy.
You
know,
said sexy?
Sassy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you know, I know now
Okay.
some of the
Yeah.
some of these guys did it on their own. Now some of the guys are being paid to do it, to wear the fingernail polish, you know, doing sporting events so that they can, you know, the fingernail polish company can say that that's our fingernail polish. But before that, there were people doing it just on their own accord.
Dennis Rodman. All the way back to him.
Right, all the way back there, and Lord knows we know.
But what about the father that's there for his daughter, that's doing the tea parties and painting fingernails for his daughter, showing up for her, just being dad? Is that cool or is it?
That's cool, of course.
I don't have a problem with that.
That's the difference.
But he shouldn't put on a dress with her.
No. We
No,
talking about-
that was a social media meme once that, you know, dad did a tutu
Oh, yeah,
party,
too much.
and
Yeah,
he
I
had
think that's
not
doing-
at
that's
all.
doing the most,
But
no.
paint fingernails, and I'm okay with you letting your daughter paint your fingernails.
Right. That's
But
the whole point.
I don't think you should go to work
of
with
being
your nails painted.
not an absentee father, whatever makes that girl more, you know, loving her dad more, if you will. Being a girl dad is the thing.
Well, and I think that's something that we don't touch on enough. Everybody's talking about sassy men, which I just think it is men that aren't in control of their emotions. I think that'd be a better way to put it. But I think on the opposite spectrum, you have a lot of females that didn't have the father influence to tell them what to expect from a man, what not to allow from a man, and you know, if a father sets a lofty standard, his daughters are gonna try to seek that same thing out. So I think that's something that hurts our community also. And you talk about because it's so more obvious in a man, but a woman, I think a lot of them they didn't see a man in the home, so they have the only way they can get their idea of how a man should be. They get it from social media, or they get it.
That's
whatever
daddy
popular
issues.
at that time.
So because I want to close out this topic, but quick fire. I ask you some questions in regards to sassiness, and I want each one of you to say yes or no. A man getting pedicures and manicures, sassy? Yes or no?
No.
MJ, sassy? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
comment. No, I mean I don't.
Yes or
It's
no?
yes or no.
I've done it with
Yes or no?
yes. No.
All right, that's it. That's all.
No,
Angelo?
no.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
All right. Quickly, because
No
you know,
clear code, though.
we don't know what. Real quick, what do you think is the definition of sassy?
Not masculine.
Okay.
Skinny jeans. Crop tops, whatever the new shirts they wearing.
Crop tops.
Whatever the no, it's the new shirt. The new shirt they kind of flat at the bottom with no.
Hey, if y'all, hey, when I
don't know
tell
what they
you,
called, but
this one right here is doing
my kids
exactly
ain't
what
allowed
she
to wear
do
it.
when she's typing.
And you can see a type of
I'm just saying comment.
MJ, what you think? A quick definition of sassy.
Sassy, I don't even say sassy. I would just say men that are not in control of their feelings. I think sassy gives a LGBTQ connotation, and I don't think that's fair.
Okay. Angelo?
I actually would agree with him on that one.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
I actually agree with that.
What?
Boy, the last show of Black History Month, and they agree. What? Real quick, your definition of
I think it's a lack of exposure to masculinity. Period. From a male point of view, just lack of experience and lack of exposure.
Okay, and this last one, because somebody put it up here. Is metrosexual sassy?
I don't want to say yeah because a metrosexual, manicure, pedicure. Yeah, they are. Most, yeah. Yeah,
MJ?
absolutely.
I'm not a metrosexual, so I can't speak on it, but I think some of those guys spend a little too much time getting ready.
So the answer is yes.
Getting ready.
So you think it's sassy?
You see them in the cars and you going in somewhere and they down in the nah.
Oh, man.
If they
That's
in the,
one way to tell, ladies, if
they in the car,
man spend more
if they
time
in
in
the
the
car
mirror than
fixing
you,
their stuff on their face,
it could be.
it probably got some sassiness in it. What you think, Angela?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think to a degree, yes. To a degree, yes. But I don't think it is if you've taken care of yourself. But like you said, it didn't take you that long to take care of yourself either, though.
What's that? 49ers wide out.
Last.
saying?
Oh no, that's
That's a definition of
yeah.
sassy.
Well, he borderline.
Odell Beckham.
He borderline, boy. That what's his name? For the 49ers you talking
Debo
about, right?
Samuels.
Debo. A name like Debo, he borderline.
Now, you think Debo would be harder than that?
LaShawn, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you coming on over and hitting the button and subscribing with us. Go and make sure everybody in your area also do the same thing. Let's say, number one said every show hosted by a black female music. What? Oh, she went on something else. We'll go get back to that. Millennial said being a girl dad is awesome, but wearing dresses and fingernail painting is unacceptable. I'll be damned if you make my holiday heart in my house. Make me holiday heart in my house. Frank said not sassy, self-care.
Right. So manicure and pedicure is right,
fine.
but that's where metrosexuals
That's how I
start. That's where they start though.
Frank said sassy
So-
Santana. Whatever that is, I'm pretty sure that is it. In regards to sassy, that's a little different than sassy. SDG retired. Oh, that's Stephanie. What's going on, Stephanie? She's a fan of the show. She's been on the show with
Retired
us before.
Master Sergeant.
Yeah,
All right now.
retired Master Sergeant. Stephanie.
That's what's
Stephanie,
up.
Yeah, that's my homie right there. She's been commenting on the show, especially when we was on Facebook. So I guess she saw the Facebook Live and came on over. Got to get these people on over. Appreciate you, Steph. All right, we're gonna move on. Do people use their diagnosis as an excuse? Mental health is real, but are some folks using their diagnosis as a pass for bad behavior? Let's break it down. Accountability versus understanding. So in regards to, people saying that they need mental health, but then later on, when they do something bad, they want to blame it on the mental health. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that could be the case,
Could be
but
the case.
are people doing it too much to use it as an excuse for their bad behavior?
I think so when there's a pattern. When it's a pattern with the person, then more than likely it's a lack of accountability. But, your mental health is a way out.
And I'll say one thing after 30 years in law enforcement. When somebody has a mental health problem, they're not telling you about it. A lot of them don't even realize they have it, and you find out when the police are called. I think what happens a lot of times now, people are doing it for attention because now, quote unquote, it's okay to say you have mental health problems. So a lot of people are using their faults and things they do, and that is a crutch. Okay, well, oh no, I just have daddy issues, or I have mommy issues, or whatever, and just make an excuse for bad behavior.
I look at what's going on today. If you're paying attention to the Menendez cases, the boys that killed their parents,
Ooh, child.
that's about to go back to not trial, but to get resentenced over allegation of them being abused by their parents. They've served 34 years, if I'm not mistaken. But now they're throwing up and they're finally recognizing and saying, well, we were abused. So now they're considering going back to the court, to a judge, and resentence them, and they might have time served.
And the thing is,
Yep,
with that,
that's right.
they've always said they were abused, but as you said, all of you said that now it's become something that's out in the open.
Right.
So now they're grasping at it to actually use that as a defense again, and it's probably going to get them
I
another
also
trial.
use my own self. I suffer from PTSD, but it only happens every now and then. Like if a plane fly over my house, and it's just a memory from something that happened to me when I was in Iraq and I was at war. It'll take me back there just like that. Unbeknownst to what happens, it just happens. You just have a relapse, if you will. I don't use it to my benefit because I don't like feeling like that, for one. But I know people that have. They always saying, Mr. Brown, I'll kill your tail and just say it's from PTSD. People have thrown those things out there to say, okay, I have a reason to do it because I'm not well, if you will. Generally speaking, I don't think I'm using the military, for example. Don't use that as a crutch, but it is a reason for a lot of suicides that's going on. Mm-hmm. Not to pivot to that, but that's just an observation.
That's the slippery slope with it, is that it is, mental health, whatever the diagnosis is, it is real, but there's so many people that are just grabbing a hold of it because they say, damn, if he went through that, I went through it too, so I'm just use this or whatever. Me and you had a conversation recently. I told y'all the Shell of a Man to play. I was actually going to portray someone that was dealing with PTSD, but I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to make it to where, because I usually in my skits, I make sure there's some laughter there. And I didn't want to demean it, even though I wanted to bring attention to it, but I didn't want to demean it also. I actually thought about doing the father syndrome, the father absence syndrome. And that's something that I live on. But again, I didn't want to do it and demean it.
I told you should go hard in the paint because
I know you did, but I can't. I don't want to do it and demean it to somebody or have someone thinking that I'm making a mockery of it.
No. What I think it is, and I remember the conversation, that you want to get people to understand what it could be like. And you go to the worst thing, because you have subtle things, but you also have extreme things when you're dealing with PTSD. The reason why I told you should go hard with it is because people really have an understanding of what people go through when you're dealing with PTSD. People have bad days, they have good days. And everybody's different. Everybody's circumstance is different. Everybody's mentality is different. But the reason why I told you to do that, so people will have a clear understanding of it. Because everybody have a notion of what PTSD is. But when you see people lose it in society, that, like when I went to see The Shell of a Man, your scenes you had got me. Bruh, that scene he had done, I was like, oh my damn goodness. He killed that scene. That's what made me say that, because you want people to grab the audience just like you grabbed the audience in that scene that you did in Shell of a Man.
And some people don't. You said people know. Some people don't know they have PTSD.
You don't.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't.
That's
a lot
what
of
I
people.
was gonna say.
You might think you
Yeah,
have
a lot of people don't know
anxiety or
they don't even have no idea.
Or depression. All these are just symptoms of it, but don't realize they do it. And I'll share one thing that I experienced: seizures. This happened to me because I didn't realize 15 years after I retired that I had a TBI. So out of nowhere, I'm having a seizure. Not knowing it came because I was around. Remember the video I showed you?
Yeah.
Bunch of explosions that I was around. You had the percussion. You don't necessarily have to have a direct hit to your head to have TBI. Well, TBI is traumatic brain injury. And you don't have to have a direct hit. You could just be in the vicinity, and that percussion, that wave that hits you, it jogs your brain, and then it shows up either sooner or later. Not only myself, one of my soldiers dealt with it as well. So it is what it is.
I think anxiety is one that I think people kind of wear and take advantage of.
But mental health is really a thing.
It is.
It is.
And especially with the generation now who have the music, and they are really, like, you really don't know. Some people use it as an excuse, but sometimes some people really dealing with mental health and don't realize it. For one,
Facts.
nobody wants to see a therapist because in our community, you crazy if you want to go talk to somebody.
Also considered weak.
Right. But if you
considered
take the time to go talk to a therapist, you'll realize those things, and then you can get the proper help versus using them as an excuse. Because sometimes it's really not an excuse.
Even as a whole, I was watching. I can't remember
As
her
a
name.
what?
Dr.
As a look, I was like,
what?
as a hoe.
Huh?
As a whole.
No.
I thought that was MJ.
As a hoe.
We got another hoe on another hoe on the set.
Nah, see?
No, he said it,
No.
and I was
As a whole.
like,
I said as a whole.
hoe.
As a
No,
whole.
as a
Listen.
whole.
Disclaimer: JT thought you said it too, so it wasn't just me.
Look, y'all got to understand.
No.
though, this man married to my sister, so when he said as a whole, I'm like,
No, as a whole, meaning as a whole people.
Your sister from Southwest?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that's
As a whole, you know, I was watching the I can't remember her name, doctor. It was a woman doctor. She mentions like how many of us really in the black community, all the way back to slavery. I don't want to blame slavery on everything.
We ain't gonna let you.
But listen,
Go ahead.
listen. How many of us really have gotten any kind of therapy after we've been drugged, lynched, all that stuff? We went straight from that into living. Was there ever anything implemented within our social construct to get well? Never. It's always been on an individual basis.
True.
When she mentioned that, I was like, wow, no, it's not. Nothing was put in place for us to get well. We went from chattel slavery into where we at right now. And it's never been any kind, I call it reintegration to
I
society.
think what happens, I agree with you totally, but I think what we did, we were taught, and every black man, I think, has a rage that's in him because we've been taught to suppress it, suppress it, suppress
Absolutely.
it. And that's another thing with the 74% out of wedlock birth rate. Now, what it causes, men haven't been taught. Your dad teaches you, you know, there's a time and place for everything, when to speak out, whatever. I guess your mom can teach you too, but a lot of
She
black
can.
youth aren't taught that. And I think what you're getting, that rage that we hold inside, and you see, a lot of times you see these young guys overreacting, killing people
Right.
over something that should have been an ass whooping or just walking away. I think nobody's teaching this guy, because my dad is that famous saying, there's somebody for everybody.
It's true.
And I think a lot of these kids don't believe that, and they overreact. And I think, you know, it all ties in together, the mental health thing. I think everything now is social media. If they said taking a piece of dog shit, dipping it in diamonds and gold and putting it as the baddest thing you can do, and you have some
Real shit.
stars do it, you'd have people walking around buying diamond dip, you know, dog shit. And I think what happens, it's become a fad to say you have. It's like everybody wants to be part of it, so they're admitting things. But like I said earlier, I've been on the end of it when you're making a SWAT call to go into a building and take somebody's life. Mental health is real, but the people that suffer from it ain't advertising because they're in a denial or they're in the medication. But when it manifests itself, I know there's different levels, but I think now it's become a fad. Everybody wants to put it as a crutch instead of
Absolutely.
seeking help.
Absolutely.
And self-diagnosis, because you Google, is not seeing a therapist.
And unfortunately, you know, a lot of time with mental health, it's societal as well, and the issues that come with it, particularly like what you just described. You know, a lot of times our people don't get the benefit of the doubt of figuring out whether it was mental health or not, because they're gonna be looked at as criminals off the rip. You know, so they don't even get the option of figuring out whether this really had a mental health issue. You know, so it's a lot of times just simply societal. But I think it's people do definitely use it as a crutch. But again, just like what I just said a minute ago, I just think some societies get to use it more of a crutch than others.
Absolutely.
You know, some people don't get it.
Like you said, giving the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, some of them aren't giving that benefit of the doubt. But, you know, it goes both ways. Frank says, JT, just do it. It encompasses all of those ranges of emotions. It's not just one thing. It will make you cry and laugh at the same time. So,
Wow. Got a lot to think about. I done changed his character about 2 or 3 times. I got a lot to think about in regards to that.
are we segue right
now,
into
now,
top
top 5.
All right.
Now, let me ask, the video that we brought this from, though, in regards to the young lady saying that sometimes we use like a bad day. We use a bad day as an excuse to just be messed up for weeks, when actually it could just be, you know, shit, it's a bad day. It doesn't mean that you have to stop living you have to keep reaching for better. And I think sometimes, and I'm just going off the video that we pulled this subject from, do you think that that happens a lot within our community?
That's
I
an
mean, for weeks
I
it's a
agree.
stretch.
Yeah, I do. I believe to me it's an excuse. If you being honest about it, and a lot of people don't take ownership to a lot of stuff. You know, it depends on what's going on. This is a good time to use this. I'm not having a good day right now. I'm dealing with X, Y, Z. And instead of just standing on 10 and doing what you're supposed to do as a man, woman, or whatever, you use it as an excuse. It happens. It happens.
Well, it's my excuse because I don't had a bad day 2 days in a row,
I refuse.
I'm praying tomorrow be better.
I'm gonna find something that's gonna make me smile somehow, some way, the next day.
I agree.
What is MJ? Look, boy, you tuned
He
in.
trying to find them black inventors.
Damn.
Gotta be. Ain't nobody locked in like that for no reason.
And then you replying, and I'm looking at the black inventor. Oh my God.
I mean, did you find them? Find 10, because I need 5.
Because obviously you're going to skip over this question, right?
We can sit this one out if you want to. We can.
Oh God. Go ahead, Angelo. Announce the top 5.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
But mental health is a thing, and sometimes we just need a day.
Absolutely.
And if I keep going to work, it ain't gonna work. So I gotta take off to take that day so I can come back and be the best version of myself. Because right now, my patience real thin. Or they are.
Well, a lot of jobs are letting people take mental days now too, so that's become commonplace. And when I left the department over 3 years ago, they were allowing people to take mental days.
All I know is when
that
all
explanation?
these people come back to work, it's gonna be a problem in the office. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. A lot of them have plenty of mental health days.
Yeah.
It's going to be every day.
Listen.
You gotta deal with people after this when they come back to work.
That's gonna be hard going
into
from
the office.
Yeah,
You're right.
It's gonna be some
working in your
problems.
drawers to you
Yeah.
gotta get a wardrobe. Some people gotta go buy a car.
Suit from here up.
Got to put on pants now, boy.
And that's that's
Gotta
some
buy a
mental
car.
health. That'll bother your mental.
Yeah.
My aunt says I wish our people would get rid of the stigma that we do not need to seek mental health and get therapy. It's more important now.
I recommend everybody
Carolina
get a
won again,
therapist.
so that should make you smile. We still are going to the
Yep.
tournament, but at least we have a great ACC tournament.
hey, man. We got hope.
It's just-
You just hold it.
Keep-
Hire the general manager.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. All right, so we'll jump right to the top 5. I think we did y'all an injustice because we supposed to told y'all what it was the minute you walked through the door. We knew you were going to be on the show. But because everything ran late and all that good stuff,
They ran late.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm about to agree with MJ.
we will, but just think of
another
one
topic.
if you need to. But our top 5, your top 5 little known Black history facts, inventions, inventors. I'm giving you a nice wide scope.
Okay, I'll go first.
Facts. Yeah, you finished.
Disclaimer, whatever MJ says, that's
I'll be
us.
honest with
You
you.
did a full
This-
page.
This was really like
Whole synopsis.
Because shit I didn't even realize. Doorknob was developed by a black man, Osborne Dorsey. He also made the doorstop. So that's 2. Willie Johnson, egg beater. Elevator, Alexander. I knew that, Alexander Miles. I just didn't know his name. Let's see one I didn't know. Folding chair. Oh, guess what? Chair they used to whip their ass. The folding chair in Alabama that was made by a black man. So okay, and let's get the name. Nathaniel Alexander. Okay, and the hairbrush, Lena O. Newman. So that's my 5. That
That's
was
me
hard.
and MJ5.
And MJ5.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all rocked out together. That's what's up.
Cause you was looking so bad.
Expanding and everything. I saw.
He was making it big.
I don't want to have nothing, and you bust me out.
I got to say,
He was making it.
This nigga, man.
Yeah.
I felt
That's what they were doing.
I did not call you a
You want to throw one out there?
Ooh, Lord, y'all caught me off
Oh, I
guard.
know. That's why I said
I
we done
mean,
just, but you don't have
You
to.
know, we all know that we've invented a lot. Going back to
Absolutely.
us being I can't even say it right. We've been brought down a peg. So everything's been stolen from us as a people. Everything that we've done, who got a patent for it? Everything. The first heart transplant. It was not heart transplant. First heart open surgery.
Open heart surgery.
Black man. First one who invented the stoplight, a black man. You know,
Garrett Morgan.
you can go on and on and on.
Sure.
But how much credit have we really gotten in this country and in life? I believe, this is my belief, that these folks, y'all know what I'm talking about, are afraid. That's why all the stuff is going on now. Because within the next 20 to 30 years, they will be a minority in this country. They will be. So as much as we do and how innovative we are, that's keeping us down to the best of their ability. But to me, it's inevitable that, you know, what we do and how we do it, they can't stop us.
You know, I think they're less afraid of us being a minority, them being a minority, than they are us understanding our power, strength, wisdom, knowledge. You know, that's why they want to make sure all your historical books are canceled.
Yes.
They don't ever want you to
Stay
think.
ignorant.
Everyone wants you to actually know that you are really a smart and powerful group of people. But go ahead, JT, what you got?
Well, first of all, I found the fountain pen. I did not know that was a black invention.
Okay.
On that list.
Yep, that one. The one you found. The one we shared.
The one you're reading from now?
Absolutely. That's all that caught my eye because I really didn't know
Oh, my God.
that.
pen.
But I did know the ironing board. I didn't think about it, but I did know. I think her name was Boone or something, and that ain't on that list, sir. Now you can go, JT.
All right, I got Bessie Coleman, the first African American woman to hold a pilot's license.
Oh,
Yep,
nice.
I saw that today, actually. Yep.
Marie Daly, first black woman to have a doctorate in chemistry. Gordon Parks, first black photographer for Life magazine.
Yes.
I only got 4.
Gordon was the man.
And
That
the
don't
one
count,
that
that's
got
not
me
invented.
was Eunice Carlton, first black woman prosecutor in New York, and she actually went against Lucky Luciano.
Who was doing these comments on the Classic Conversation page? That you?
What?
Okay.
First prosecutor, and she actually went against Lucky Luciano to stop the mob boss.
We
Who
hit
was that
tongue,
again? I'm
y'all.
sorry, man. Your comments messed me up.
Eunice Carter.
Eunice Carter.
Eunice Carter. Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, Carlton. Eunice Carlton.
Eunice Carlton.
Yeah.
Good deal. Let's see. I said somebody use it as a crutch. Others may ignore it. May ignore they need help. Agreed. Millennial says Mark Dean played a key role in developing color monitor technology. Sergeant Mark Matthew died 111 years old, oldest living Buffalo soldier.
Wow.
Rebecca Lee Crumpler becoming the first black woman to receive a medical degree in the U.S.
Okay.
Cop saw the same show I saw. Okay. Marie Diane Willis taught Gladys Knight to twirl a baton. Interesting. Frank says he invented the.
What did he say?
Something about West Georgia.
I thought it was gonna be something real. This dude, man. He said I invented the Frank AC Ducey Monopoly double up when routinely defeating. and I hate to say my name because it's so untrue. It's just so untrue. Oh my goodness. You know I was a daggone AC Ducey king, man. Stop that, man.
Oh, man.
Boy, you and African cops should get together and tell lies together, boy. Y'all keep us laughing all night.
Well, I tell you, I'm being attacked by both sides. man. That's
Let's see.
I never attacked
One
you.
Leslie Willis was the first person to call someone a jive turkey with the backhand. Y'all killing me, man.
Hey, man,
Is it real? Is that real? Is that an actual fact?
I promise you. I just started reading them. Oh my God.
SDG says, let me get a real comment here. To some degree, some people use mental health because they do not want to take responsibility for their actions. Some do not know because they do not want help. Very true. Now back to the nonsense. Johnny Walker, the first black man to say dynamite on TV. Michael Jordan, first black to play basketball with tongue out. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Master Chief Sherman Byrd, first black bomb squad technician in the history of the U.S. military.
That's a good one.
He was also a master diver. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember reading about him. With an 8th grade education, he inspired me to follow suit. And Frank Davis, and we shot him out about this. He was the first black EOD.
Carl Brashear.
Okay.
First Navy diver. Black Navy diver.
Yeah, what's his name?
The movie he made. Yeah, he made a movie.
Gooden Jr. played it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a real
sure
good show.
did. Sure did.
That's a good shit.
On says she learns to learn about Josephine Leary, a real estate tycoon and businesswoman in North Carolina from 1856 to 1923.
Wow.
And Frank McPhillips, first black EOD group commander in the history of the U.S. military.
Wow.
And that's Frank Davis.
All right, Frank.
He was all that, but he still didn't beat me in AC-Deuce.
Let's be clear.
Get that facts.
I don't know if it's me.
I still got to boil my closets. Whatever you want, so you know what I mean. I'll dust that junk off.
Not that I haven't been paying attention from these years past, but this year in particular, to me, it seems like we are really emphasizing Black History Month. And maybe it's the climate of the country. I think this is our way of getting back because of everything that's going on. They're really, really emphasizing Black History Month. Really emphasizing it.
Well, because they're trying to take it away. So
That part.
yeah, and
It
you see
help
them
when
trying to take it away.
It don't help when us black folk, some of us
Awareness.
black folk, going to the White House and celebrating and cooning either.
Oh
It
my
don't.
goodness,
Another show.
that's a whole other
I
conversation.
promise you.
Don't help.
I
All right,
promise.
number one said Dr. Shirley Jackson, touch tone, call ID. I just saw that today. Otis
Oh, wow.
Boykins, IBM computer and pacemaker. Marion Croak. I'm assuming it's supposed to be voice over IP, maybe. Lisa Galoperter? I don't know how to pronounce that name. Shockwave online video. Jesse Watkins, Jr., mathematician, worked on the Manhattan Project. All right. Good stuff.
Frank said he still got the board.
Yeah, whatever.
What you got,
Yeah, you know what
Angela?
I'm saying?
Every time.
All right, I want to shout out a story I read recently, man, about the Black Angels. So back in the 30s, 1930s, you know, tuberculosis was spreading around, killing everybody. None of the white nurses wanted to treat anybody. And there's a group of black nurses called the Black Angels went in there and they sacrificed their own selves, took tests, they did all this stuff, but they exposed themselves and they assisted with the black during that crisis of tuberculosis. But when you go back and look up the history, they removed the Black Angels from all the history as they do everything else.
Everything else.
You know, so they made it look like tuberculosis was saved by the other people, but it was really these Black Angels who went in there and took the brunt of that. So shout out to the Black Angels. Anthony Benazet, he created the first school for African American children. He was a Quaker back in the 1770s. I got Lion Man. Lion Man, the world's first black superhero, debuted in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1947. It was the first black hero for all Negro comics anthology.
It's all right.
Percy Levon Julian made various vital contributions to modern medicine. As a result of experimenting with soybeans, he synthesized a drug called physotiskimine, something like that. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you what it's for. It's used to treat glaucoma, and he discovered how to mass produce. And he also discovered how to mass produce cortisone and the steroid progesterone, which was used to produce sex hormones. This was Percy Julian. And shout out to Mansa Musa, man, the richest
Ever.
richest man ever, black man, whatever. Yes, that's my 5.
The boy ain't got nothing on him.
Nothing. Facts. He was a real G. Fubo fashion designer. Frank said they were not black folks at the White House. Yeah, I know, right? They don't know what they were.
No.
But you know, like I told
With
my
bow
friend
ties
out there
on.
the other day, man, there were actual people during slavery that didn't know they were slaves. There were actually slaves who didn't even know they were slaves because they felt like they were masters.
That was
They was in Master House. They didn't realize they were slow. We live here at Master House.
Yeah.
So
Our house.
yeah, it's our house.
It's our house.
It's our house.
we
It's our
sick.
house.
Yeah, we sick boss.
Yeah, we sick boss.
Oh, Raymond John, the FUBU designer. Yeah, smartest thing Raymond John ever did. You know what it was? He partnered up with the GOAT. That's what made FUBU.
He was
There's always a way to get LL in the story.
and the way LL did it was so fly with how he did it. Doing a Gap commercial.
That's right. That's right.
He did it so fly.
So fly.
Hey,
That's why he the GOAT.
Yep.
real quick, the DEI boycott plan for Friday, February 28th. Do not make any purchase. Do not shop online or in store. No Amazon, no Walmart, no Best Buy, no McDonald's or other fast food stores. No gas, no major retailers. Do not use credit or debit cards for non-essential spending. Try to buy all that you need before Friday, February 28th. Why does this matter? Corporations and banks only care about their bottom line.
Yep.
Disrupting the economy for even one day sends a powerful message. If they don't listen, we make the next blackout longer. Our numbers are powerful. This is how we make history.
Agreed.
They want
I'ma
us to
try.
spread the message, so we're spreading the message. So do your shopping tomorrow, man. Let's make it Thursday and Friday.
Get them eggs early.
Do your shop today. You probably don't even want to buy no eggs. Just do your shopping. Get it done. Want people to follow you, gonna let them know.
I don't.
Said they don't know, they don't need.
Why
All I-
did I feel that was going to come?
All I want people to do right now is pray for the aviation industry. Because
Ooh,
it's
Lord.
struggling.
Touch it.
It's about to mess up my mental health as an aviation employee.
I believe I can fly.
Right now, I don't know.
Right.
But that's all I need from the people right now.
Real quick, give your social media, or if you got
All I
something to say
have
real
is
quick.
IG is Vic_Todd. That's it.
There you go.
Mom says she loves C.J. Walker, the first self-made millionaire. Go ahead, Emily.
Madam.
Quick.
Nothing.
688 855 women who got an undelivered mail delivered during the World War II.
That documentary was dope.
Yeah.
Tyler did a great job with that.
Okay, we don't do that.
Angelo.
Now listen, only thing I gotta say about this blackout thing, man, is you know, I know a lot of people gonna be like, I'm not gonna do it. People gonna, and here lies the problem with our people, because we just can't stick together to do anything. You know what I mean? We just refuse to understand and recognize our own power, and this is what holds us back, folks. So if you want to keep making excuses, just look in the mirror. That's all I got.
Okay.
And just like you said, bro, we're coming together for one day not to do. One day not to do what I just mentioned. Wow. I mean, we can't do that for that one day. I just on the last day of Black History Month, come together for that one day. I'm going to
Or
repost
barbecue,
this,
something.
repost this a couple of times. You know, for sure. For me, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and mention it because she told me that I could. Look for your boy.
Speak on it.
Look for your boy, man. First off, Shell of a Man, again, in March. We're going to be out on the east side for everybody that live in Atlanta. All of you that have said, man, I would love to come, but it's all the way in Marietta. Well, guess what? All you east siders, we're going to be out there. We're going to be in Conyers. I'm going to give you the venue and everything right now. Still some tickets on sale for, I think, 50% off. Just go to Eventbrite. Yeah, Eventbrite. Got Shell of a Man 2025. You can find those tickets. Like I said, they're about half off. I think there are about 10 tickets left. I know a lot of people that's already purchased. I really, really appreciate it. Whoo, boy. Hey, man, I'm stoked about this one, man. I'm stoked about it.
That's dope.
Got a
But
warm
yeah,
fuzzy.
yeah, man, your
You got a
boy,
warm fuzzy.
your boy has been casted for the Country Wayne series, and it is going
Hit
to
the
be,
button. Hit the button, Wayne.
it-
Let us hear it.
and it is going to be a recurring role. So, yeah, man, y'all tune in, get ready. I'll sure enough let you know when it's gonna pop. But yeah, I'm really excited about that one, bro. I'm excited about that one.
As you should be.
Yeah.
Right in my face, right?
Pass it on.
Lay down here, bro.
Real excited about that one. But
That's dope, man. Congratulations.
yeah.
I watched that.
Long
doggone
overdue,
show,
brother.
so-
Long overdue.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, man. I'm just keep climbing that ladder. Keep climbing that ladder. So that's gonna do it, man, for this week. We will be back next week, same time, same place.
On
Not same time, on time.
Yeah, it is. There it is. And listen, everybody, because I know for a fact.
That's
that
right.
I
You can
saw
spend your
at
money
least-
uptown. It's all right. It's black on here.
I saw at least
Come
two
on down.
people that was on my Facebook Live that came on over to us on YouTube. Spread the
dope.
word. Spread the word. I'm going to do this a couple of times. I'm going to start off on Facebook, but if you want to get the full show, you're going to have to come on over to YouTube, you dig? That's just what it is.
I watch it every single week.
And we
Faithfully.
appreciate
Me
both
too.
of you. And
Appreciate
everybody
both
else
of
that's
y'all.
out there commenting. We
Appreciate all
you.
y'all.
For real, for real. So that's going to do it for us, man. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And that's the cop.
And we out. You dig?